Dave, you mentioned to me that you watched a show on Netflix that I hadn't even heard of called The Innocent. Tell me about this.
Yeah, The Innocent came out last 2 Fridays ago, the April 30th, on Netflix in full. 8 episodes, a Spanish show based on a novel from Harlan Coben. Sorry, I messed up my handwriting here. Yeah, Harlan Coben. And Harlan has this big deal with Netflix, and he has a bunch of novels, and this was, I believe, the first one to be adapted. The Innocent, or El Inocente in Spanish. And this was a show set in Barcelona, made in that region of Spain, starring a lot of people, a lot of Spanish actors. And I think it's actually a really fascinating show because like the way it's structured, and it's a 8 episode, crime mystery series. Each episode starts out with the narration POV of a character, but the twist there is that each episode starts with a different character's POV. And going from episode 1 to episode 2, it works really well. And episode 1 and episode 2 feel like two different shows. At the end of episode 2, those two characters kind of meet, and you're like, oh shit, they're like a really like solid, sticky hook to that mystery, that intrigue. And then this show really went off the rails. I was honestly baffled with how much steam this series lost over the course of an 8 episode run. It's just I think it's a lot of easy mistakes. It's just an overly complicated plot, way too many characters, way too many side plots. It felt like it was padded out. And towards the end, when you get episode 7 starts off and you get that new character's POV. It's a character you already met, but you haven't gotten their POV of certain things yet. From the jump, you're like, I don't need this. No, can we keep progressing the main storylines? And like it just felt like the show was running out of steam. And sure enough, I found it very unsatisfying. But it was again kind of funny. Like I thought it was a really good setup, a really good hook, and it looks great, and the acting is strong. But man, like there's this great example of hammering plot into your brain. There's just way too much, and I wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, as you were talking, it almost sounds like the type of show that would benefit from just condensing itself a little bit down to maybe, well, I don't know how many episodes was this, like 8 or 10, maybe down to like 6 or 5,
Yeah, oh yeah, totally.
something like that. Well, it sounds like for a Netflix show, it was at least like an interesting concept.
Yeah, and I would say like it looks nice. It's well acted. It seems well made. And maybe for a lot of people, they might be very satisfied with seeing all this plot and all these twists. But to me, it just got a little extraneous, and you kind of lost your center of like what you were rooting for, what the central conflict you're supposed to care about versus all the other conflicts. So, bit of a mess in the end. But I'll be looking out for the next novel they adapt from Harlan Coben because it seems like it's pulpy shit. So maybe there's potential for the next one to be better.